Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattooed Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're doing a flip through of my 2020-21 EC Teacher Lesson Planner, and I have adapted it to work for me, and I love this planner. I love the paper, and I make the layout work for me, and I'm just excited to show it to you today because it is the last week of the school year for me. It feels like the longest year ever, but also it went so fast. I don't know how to explain it. If you're a teacher, I feel like you can probably relate to that. But I'm excited to show this to you. I will go ahead and link my teacher lesson planner playlist down in the description for you if you want to check out any setup videos, reviews, mid-year updates, any of that. I will leave that down there for you. Okay, so I think we're ready to jump into my flip through. I have this cover that I'm going to use to store this planner. I don't remember the colorway or what it was called or anything, but I'm sure it's still on the site. And then I have my black coil. And then when we go into the inside, I just filled in some basic info here. And then I adapted these pages to kind of fit me as a high school teacher and as an instructional coach. If you didn't know, just my teaching career has kind of evolved in the past 14 years. So I started out as a social studies teacher in a high school, still in the same school, and I just took on more responsibility as time went on. I have my master's degree in school leadership, and I have kind of transitioned into instructional tech coaching and lots of other like admin duties. And so this planner holds a lot of stuff for me. It is, as you can see, just full of stuff. So these pages don't really do a lot for me when they're set up like the original way. So I changed this side into bell schedules, which is really handy. And then this, I was going to put in my duty dates here, but our dances were all canceled except for prom, and I wasn't on the prom list. And then this basketball concession stand was canceled, and then I was assigned another one, and then I had my accident and wasn't able to go. So I only did one football concession this year, which is totally fine with me. I hate doing any of that stuff, but it's part of the job. And then over here, I wanted to do a log of my days off, which I feel like I did a really good job. I did a running tally of my total over here. And then in January, I had my really bad car accident and just blew that out of the water. So I just gave up in January because at that point, I think just for my accident, I had like 15 days off or something. It was insane. So this hopefully next year will go a little better than it did this year. Okay, didn't use the communication log, and I never really found a way to use it that would be efficient for me, so I just kind of skipped that. And then here I did my school schedule, but just like a very basic version of it this year. I did my first day of the 6 weeks, which is our grading period, and then the last day of each 6 weeks. So I could kind of see just a basic framework. And then I used a highlighter, which I don't love that color, but it's what I had at work, for marking hybrid learning or distance learning. So here's how our school year went. I feel like we ended really strong. The 20th is our last day of school. Actually, we made it the 20th because we had enough minutes for the kids to kind of cut some time off. But we started in actually, this wasn't even the start here. We started a little bit earlier. We started on the 10th. So this isn't fully accurate, but the dates of distance learning were accurate. So we made it to September before we shut down a little bit, and then we switched to hybrid, and we were hybrid on and off for months. And then once we hit March and April, things really changed for our school. And so I feel like March and April, or April and May, were kind of normal, I guess. This I completely gave up on too, because this year just priorities required me to abandon this. But I had good intentions, and I may try this again, or I may try something else. I don't know what I'm going to do with these pages next year, but for this year, my intention was to keep track of my goal which I do a goal. I help the teachers like form a goal each year and work on it and do reflections and help them with their evaluations and all of that. And so I do one as an example too, and for me to work on myself, because we all can learn things. But I just gave up on this and I did it all digitally. So I may do that next year, or I may try this again. I don't know. I don't have a plan for this. Okay, these pages, the graph pages, I use basically just one of them for my seating chart, and you can see how small my class was. I only teach one class, and it's really like my baby. It's my experiment class, and I had a really good class this year. They drove me a little bit crazy, but I think they're teenagers and that's their job. But we had a really good time this year with each other, I think. So I just put their names on Post-it so I can move them around. I teach in a very small rural school. If you're like, why do you only have 6 students? I did have 8 at one point, so I just lost a couple. But yeah, very small class sizes at my school, which is really good because you get to know your kids like super well. So the only thing I'm not really going to show you in this flip through are the notes pages between the months, because this is where I have like confidential information or meeting information. So we're just going to skip those and go straight to the monthly spreads. Now, these kind of evolved as the year went on. At first, I just kind of set up my school schedule, and then as the year went on, I'll show you kind of what I adapted them to, and then it's basically what I'm going to do next year, I think. So I just set up my school year ahead of time. So I have work days as part of my position, and I have 10 days to do before school starts. And so these were some of my work days. And then getting into the weekly spreads. So before school starts, I just need a place to keep to-do lists. And so I just kept running to-do lists here and here. And then once I got to September, so here is the September. Oh, no. Why did we just totally skip August? Okay, here is August, and this was our 1 week of professional development. We usually have 2 to 3, but we started school early, just kind of trying to get a head start. I don't know if it actually helped or not. I think it did. But yeah, we ended up starting instead of here, and we only had 1 week of training. It was pretty brutal, that 1 week, but we made it. We got everything done that we needed to get done. And then this was our 1 week of in-service and work days. And then this was the first week of school. So now we're into what my weekly spreads looked like throughout the year. So I have my customizable subject stickers up at the top. So this side I kept for like my own class and what I needed to do for my class. This is just a catch-all. It's for like whatever I want to put in there. Usually it's just stickers. This side of my planner is for my coaching activities and my admin duties and just events, and then just notes too. I really found this to be helpful. Just a place to jot down something that I can come back to later. So I really enjoyed having a space for that. But this layout worked really, really well for me. And I think I'm going to do pretty much the same thing for next year. So here's the first week of school. This template I will go ahead and link down in the description, but it's dated. So I don't know if you guys would want it. It's dated for like this school year, but I'm sure there is something similar on Teachers Pay Teachers as well. So I'll link it if you want to see it. And I'd really just use like the 2 columns of it. But I really like having my lesson plans in here. I redid all of my lesson plans this year because we have really, this is my 4th year doing standards-based learning and grading. And this year I just did a complete overhaul of everything. Totally worth it. It was a lot of work. Worth it. I'm really excited for next year. Our school is going to be going full, like head on into standards-based learning and grading, and it's really exciting. Okay, so this was the 2nd week of school, and it's so busy, but it was really good. Really good. overall, it was a really good year. It just, for what it was really good. I got to know my kids on like a different level, and our school really came together to like work as a team, and I feel like we have such a strong staff this year. Here's September. My monthly spreads, like I said, they evolve over time. So here is the first week in September. I used 2 different Happy Planner books for this, and they are both teacher themed, and then the washi that I used is all from EC. And that's pretty much everything I used. I used quite a few stickers in the back, which I'll show you, and a few stickers from like one sticker book from EC, but that was basically it. I like to keep it pretty simple in here. I mean, sticker-wise, not simple. Okay, so this was the week of Labor Day, and I just used one of those sticker sheets to just kind of make it look kind of cute. This was the end of the first 6 weeks, and this is when things went a little bit, you know, we took a little hard left because of distance learning. So this was the first day when we had like our first COVID case in the community that I work in, and yeah, then it was up and down until the end of March. So here is the first week of the second 6 weeks, and the way that I marked distance learning, I usually did some vertical washi and then just a label. I did that in different spots, sometimes over here in the ideas and notes if I didn't need to use that section, or most of the time I just put it along this classroom column, or the classroom to-do column. So let's go to October. So blank here. I just totally neglected my monthly spreads until I figured out what I wanted to use them for. I don't remember what made this a crazy day, but apparently I needed to note it. Football concession, got my flu shot. So then we're hybrid learning like a lot, which hybrid was so hard. I don't know if you guys experienced hybrid and distance, but hybrid is so hard. Distance I can do easily, and in class easily. Hybrid, totally different game. Okay, this was homecoming week, and we tried to make it like as normal for the kids as possible, but it was definitely different. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do some different things. We had little dress-up days, so I marked those. We had a pep rally outside, I remember. Okay, so I had a day off, and the way I mark those is with some horizontal washi and a label. This is when we had several snow days. I don't think we've ever had so much snow this year, or ever, than this year. Like, it was pretty crazy. You'll see a little bit later the snowpocalypse, which we were still like learning from home and working from home, but these days we're just completely done. Okay, and then here is November. So this is the third 6 weeks. We went back to hybrid. Still hybrid. Ooh, that was so delicious. Basketball season got cut quite a bit. Still hybrid. And then here is Thanksgiving break. And then we move to December. So here is star retesting, which is so stupid, but yeah, I'm not going to get on my soapbox about state testing, but just, I hate it. But we had a distance learning basically all of December, either distance or hybrid. This is when I got a double ear infection. That was real fun. But I made it through. This year was just kind of rough. But like I said, it was really good in a lot of ways. Like when I look back at it, I'm not going to be like, that was the worst year ever. Because like we just made it work. So this is the last week before Christmas break. So then let's go to January. I kind of got a little bit more into my monthly spreads. So here was our first week back, and we were distance learning. We had a professional development day, luckily, to just get our feet under us. And then we had COVID testing for teachers who wanted it. I really appreciated that. It gives me like just a sense of like security, I guess. Personal security. It was nice, I thought. Distance learning still. We were meeting a lot this semester, just getting ready to move everybody to standards-based grading. And those meetings were just really good. We had a couple ones with some frustrations, but our like small group staff meetings were like just really good this year. Okay, so here's where things kind of shifted in my planner. So on January 20th, I was on my way home and I had a car accident. It was pretty bad. And so I'm going to mark here, you'll see, with vertical washi of like all of the days that I was out. So I was at home for these days. I came to work this day. It was a mistake. I should not have come to work this day. It's not good. I had a broken elbow. This hand was just like totally torn up, broken thumb, just bruises everywhere. I should have stayed home. And then I made it to, here's February. And then I was home all this week because I had surgery on February 2nd. So I was home all of this week. And so I just basically gave up with my lesson plans and stuff. Like I posted things in Google Classroom for them and I responded to all of their, questions and comments and everything. And I graded everything, but I just didn't do my lesson plans for that time. Yeah. It just is what I needed at the time. And my kids were really nice about it. This was the week that I got back to work and I basically just laid low and taught my class and just did what I needed to do to catch up. So basically you see here, it's all blank, but this was me catching up from the past like 3 weeks. I did quite a bit of work from home, but I just needed a lot of rest. Okay, then, so I get back to school and it's like, catching up, and then we're home for a week, which actually was a blessing for me because I needed more time to rest. So it was really good. But this whole week we were home because of the snowpocalypse in Texas. So we got so much snow and ice and frigid temperatures that we are not used to. Luckily in my area, we didn't lose power. I think I lost power for maybe like an hour. But other places in the state lost power like for days. And so we were really lucky and we were able to teach from home. So we didn't lose time in our school schedule, which is really nice because we were able to end school on time in May. So this was our week back. We're back after the storm and we picked right up where we needed to. And we just kind of hit the ground running. And the rest of the semester was a blur. But it was good. I got my first COVID shot on February 26th, which was really nice. I mean, it wasn't nice, but it was necessary and it was good. All right, here is March. First week of March. So I decided to start marking my meetings because we were having just so many with little labels like this, and I found that to be really helpful. I will definitely do that again next year. So here is the week before spring break, and I started going to physical therapy. So I just used just keeping consistent for the week. I just used some little stickers to mark that every week. My kids really enjoyed Hamilton, and we had not taken like any kind of breaks until this point. And so it was really nice. And we had some good discussions about history and historical figures and stuff for this. It was good. So here's spring break. And then the week after spring break, we were hybrid again. And then I got my second shot on March 26th. And then the rest of the weekend, stayed in bed. So glad I did it though. All right, and then here is April. So here is where things kind of shifted in my monthly spreads. I decided to start doing curriculum planning in my monthlies. I used to do it on this big whiteboard in my office that I used like dry erase or wet erase markers on. And that I just like, I wanted access to this all the time, and whether I was at home or wherever. So this is what I'm going to do next year too. I'm just kind of mapping out where I put my lessons. And like I said, I redid all of my lesson plans this year, and I feel like I did a really good job on them. And so I'll just have to tweak little things. And so all of this like planning that I did this year just really sets me up for next year really well. Okay, so this was the week of Easter. So Easter weekend was here. And there's Easter Monday. And then this was the start of the last 6 weeks. And this was also the week of our STAR EOC. We had some issues with the test and we had to take it again here. Again, I'm going to try to stay off of my soapbox with state testing. Here is a week in April. It's SAT, lots of meetings. We rewrote our grading policy to reflect, new things, which is good. We also are working on college, career, military readiness as one of our school goals for next year. And so we had lots of meetings on that as well. And we have come up with a really good plan that I'm really excited about. And I think it's going to be really good for our kids. I worked on this bulletin board for our seniors. I took all of their senior pictures and then I got all of the teacher senior pictures and like mixed them up and put them on this bulletin board. It turned out so cute. And I'm hoping to do a vlog for the last week of school, and I will show it to you in that vlog. I don't know how much I can show in the vlog because I keep my school pretty private, like away from YouTube and stuff, but I will definitely try to show as much as I can. Okay, here is May. So this is when I'm filming right here. So we have one more week of school, and graduation is on Saturday. We are planning to do it outside. We have a backup plan for inside if we need it, if the weather is bad, but we're going to do it outside. And I'm actually kind of excited. I've never been to like an outdoor graduation. I think it's going to be pretty cool. All right, so here is the first week of May. We had STAR testing, which is our state test, during this week. And I kind of just like mixed up some of my plans, which was fine. This was also Teacher Appreciation Week, so we were doing a lot of things for the teachers and also just getting ready for the end of the school year. We spent on Friday a lot of time cleaning up our office. I share an office with my friend Amber. She is the other instructional coach, and we just like, I don't know what got into us or me. I'm the one who started it, but we cleaned up our office and we made some more space and it just looks so good. Really excited for that. And I have a note here to bring a lawn chair because we're going to have a burger cookout for lunch on Monday with all the kids. I think it's going to be fun. My end of year eval went really well, which is really good. Like I said, this year, like with everything that was going on, I feel really blessed and like lucky and excited for next year to build on like what we've learned throughout this year. And I think next year is going to be like even better, like way better. And I don't want to discount all of the things that we learned this year is what I'm trying to say. Okay, here's the last week of school. So this is, I have a student birthday. This is also my birthday. We have awards. We've got graduation practice. We've got staff versus students field day, which is going to be fun. We have a work from home day, which is really nice. We are working from home on this Monday or this Friday. and this Monday, and then we are done. So we have to work on our summer PD, get it done, then we have the summer off, which is going to be so nice. We don't have to worry about any professional development. It's going to be good. My kids are working on a project and they're doing a good job, and they're going to be presenting it to the other social studies teachers, which is going to be fun. Okay, so the rest of the planner, I basically made some notes here. I'm just keeping a running list of what I want to do in my next year's planner. And then for my notes pages here, I've just got a bunch of ideas for what I want to work on during my summer work days before all the teachers get back. Here is June. I need to get my Google Level 2 certification renewed, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I'll get it done. I just don't know when. And then we have summer school. I am not working summer school. I need a break. I think I speak for all of us when I say we need a break. Okay, so I did not use these checklists at all this year. I've used them in the past for gradebook. I use a Google Sheet for my gradebook now as like an alternative. It's a whole thing. Anyway, I've used this for keeping track of what the teachers need to turn in for professional development or trainings or all that. Didn't do any of that this year. None of it. And then back here, we get to the stickers. And I didn't use any of this page. I'm not really sure why, because I did use some of these stickers. Oh, I used one. But I'm going to tear these out and put them in next year's planner. I did use some of these. And then I used quite a bit of these labels. I really like these labels with the little paper clip on them. And then I started using these for meetings, and I'm going to tear these out and use them in next year's planner because all of the stickers in next year's planner are the same. By the way, if you want to see my unboxing of my new planner, I will link that up here and in the description. Okay, so back here in this back pocket, I have our T-test rubric, which is what the teachers are kind of graded on, and then some things that I want to transfer to my other planner for next year. And then over here, I've got my stickers, which I totally forgot to use, like all these little guys, but maybe next year. Now, I've already cleaned out my 3 plastic sleeves back here, but I did use them. So on this side, I put in our school calendar so that I could have access to that. Here, I kept our evaluation schedule, so that was handy. Here, I kept a list of my GT students that I check in with. And then here, I kept master schedules from all of the different campuses and personnel lists and things like that. So just things that I found myself using all the time that were just kind of handy. And then here's my back cover, and that is it. So she is she's pretty thick because of the stickers, but I keep this and I keep it for reference on my desk for the next year. And so this will be coming home with me over the summer and then going back to school and sitting up on my desk for when I need it. So that is it for this flip through. I hope that you enjoyed it and got a glimpse into how my school year went. Keep an eye out for that vlog that I hope to have up sometime in the next week or 2. And also just let me know how your year went. I'm very curious because I feel like even though it was super hard, I had like a lot of really good things come out of this year and a lot of lessons learned. So let me know your lessons learned. Let me know how your year went. What did you overcome? What are you going to take into next year? Let me know all the things. And then if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I'll see you next time. Bye.